Hello, welcome to Jennifer's Magical Book Club. Today I am here to read a novel which is called Paperboy. I'm going to continue from page 103. So I'm gonna start. Mr. Sparrow went somewhere in the back of the house and came out with a metal folding chair. He unfolded it with a pop and put it down facing it toward the big chair in the front room. I don't receive many visitors, so my accommodations are crude. But young bones like yours should not require cushions. I walked over to the metal chair, but couldn't make myself sit. I circled it and started walking around the room to see the books up close. I finally sat down with my head still twisting on my shoulders. Mr. Sparrow was in his chair, but he wasn't saying anything. Like ma'am, he seemed to know when I was thinking too hard to be interrupted, and he just let me twist in the chair for a while. What's in the books? With all the good questions I could have asked, that was about the dumbest one I could have come up with. All the world and more. Even when I asked a bad question, Mr. Sparrow had a good answer for it. But shall we get back to your prepared questions? I know they are important to you. My sheet of paper was still in my hand, but wetted up now like a popcorn sack at the end of a Memphis Chicks game. I tried to smooth it and get my mind back on my questions. Where do I start learning? It wasn't the best question, but it was as close as I could get to what I thought I wanted to ask. Mr. Sparrow was looking at me like when you're at bat and you look around at the third base coach for a sign, and he's staring at you like he's trying to send you the words through the air. You've already made good headway, but let me warn you that the word start implies that there is a finish. That's something that we should discuss at some point. I couldn't keep my head from twisting. I had never seen so many books outside of library. I managed to come up with a question that made more sense than the last one. Where did you get the books? All over the world. At every port there are good books to be had for a pittance. Some merchant marines carve broom handles to pass the time at sea. I chose to spend my 30 years on the high seas reading and studying. I knew about regular marines, but not the merchant kind. Asking the question was going to be hard because two words in a row with the same stutter sound usually did me in. What are those kind of marines? Merchant marines are men of peace and cargo, distributing the world's goods, a vital service and a proper vocation for the curious mind and restless heart. How did you get to Memphis? I found my books fit nicely on a towboat captained by a good friend going upriver from New Orleans. When I saw the city sitting high on its bluff, I knew I had reached my new anchorage from which to explore North America. My home port is where books are. I made myself focus on one crate of books at eye level in back of Mr. Sparrow. Somebody named Hadiger had written all the books in the crates. What is your compass locked in on, messenger? I got out of my chair and walked over to the crates and put my finger on a book, Being and Time. Martin Heidegger, a German philosopher who is still very much with us. He helps us understand existentialism, something you may want to look at later on in your voyage. What is exist? The word you said. It simply means a person exists as a being. Because that person alone gives meaning to his or her own life. I had trouble getting my brain to hold on to that. So Mr. Sparrow kept on going for me. A pity that Heidegger fell in with the Nazis. Remember, my young messenger, that intelligence doesn't always equate to moral actions. When most grown-ups talked about things you didn't know anything about, it was like they were trying to let you know that they were smarter than you. But Mr. Sparrow told me about something new. All I felt was that I just wanted to know more. Heidegger was a top crate for many years, but he has slipped somewhat. He is still a valuable companion. If you can win now the immoral chap. So, I read till page 105 and I will continue from 106 next time. I hope you have a nice day and thank you for following me. Thank you. Bye. Have a nice day.